CJ, how's it going?
Going good. I mean, better now, right? Today was my first
Right,
day, but going good
right,
overall. How about you?
right, right. Not too bad, not too bad. Can't complain. So, tell us about your journey in actually landing the job.
Been kind of winding. So, as you know, I didn't come on with Product Gym until the fall. And so kind of laid low, had some, bad taste in my mouth experiences, needed to kind of like just decompress, but, kind of loosely applied to stuff.
Uh-huh.
Um, and eventually it was just like, huh. And I'd heard about Product Gym before. I like looked up things and can't remember exactly what made me reach out to Dennis, but I remember being like, I should probably talk to these people because I think like something's weird like happening in the market or something, with the few interviews I did have at the time. And it's been like, kind of like you said, from week to week at one point earlier this year, it's like the changes are happening so fast. And so at first, like I couldn't really put my finger on it. And I just felt like, oh, maybe it's because it's been a year or so since you've interviewed at all for anything. Maybe you're just, you're the one that's been out of touch or, whatever. And then the more, a few conversations, some resume tweaks, like I feel like there's something else happening here. And then it was kind of just like everything everywhere the whole time,
All
right?
at
So
once.
sending things in the roaming, getting through the materials, and like arriving to this point of like, okay, got a pretty sharp resume, turn the heat up a bit, and then, you know, interacting with the platforms changed. When I could find fresh opportunities or roles or outreach, like seemed to be different. It seemed kind of like, I don't know, like shadowy, just really weird until you really started talking to us like week to week. Like, no, actually, like things have changed. How are you talking about what you've been doing in product management? Here's the background and how, a recruiter or a company might see that. And this is why, right? Like, here's their background from COVID to now, what they've been facing as they try to roll out product management and their industries in their companies. And at large, this is what recruiters and other talent professionals are facing, right? So, like, rolling that in and it's like a completely different ball game, right? And so I've applied and got jobs and worked in like different periods from walk in and fill out some paper, the military, all kinds of things, right? And so like it's really and actually in consulting it's kind of like this, right? Like you have to keep and create a flywheel for yourself where you readily have your one pager and these other materials. You have to be ready to have some kind of like impromptu interview, but it's completely different, right? Like when you're inside one consulting firm, there's like a general framework, right? Like everyone works at X place. We know how projects go and flow. When you're out in the wild and everybody is like that and everybody's calling something different and the role is something different, it might have the same title. It's like, who am I talking to? Like, what language are they speaking? And how can I always know and like be on top of it, right? And so that took, for me, it took having to know like my background and what I've been doing and how to explain it like to a different level, right? Because at first it seems like the company very easily knows what you're up to, very easily what the company's up to, where you fit, to where now it's like I literally had the same resume inside of like 3 months. One company thinks it's too technical and the other thinks it's not technical enough. And like, but I'm literally saying the same thing, guys. Like I've been doing the same work and getting between the content, interacting with you, the week to week challenges, interacting with other people in product jam, I really felt like leaning into taking it as an opportunity to like learn to communicate better, like even to myself, like what have you been up to? What do you actually find interesting about it? Why was it important in these situations? Why are these situations key? Like really breaking that down for myself and being able to speak it, whether it is some finance company or another logistics company or energy, like being able to talk to very quickly what's important in each of these conversations. I think getting very clear on what I've been doing and like running that against the experiences you've been giving us, others have been bringing to the group. That's really been key in helping me keep, because you can easily get distracted. Do I need a new course? Do I need a new cert? Let me go down this pigeonhole for this industry. Like you can easily get distracted by all of that. There's so many outreaches about everything on LinkedIn, from do you want to be on my course to you want to sell life insurance with me. Like you can totally get pushed into some like weird trap that has nothing to do with what you want to do. But kind of like cutting through that noise and using it as an opportunity to practice, meet new people, It's definitely been a rodeo. Like I don't even know what to compare it to, and maybe I will never have something to compare it to, but it's everything about like really leaning into what you said around like just make momentum for yourself. And then like, okay, what will momentum look like for me? Okay, it looks like this. Build on that. Does it turn into more conversations? Does it turn into more clarity on how to put your resume in a different light and find a new place to put your resume up or a new place to go find another platform to look for opportunities? Kind of just keeping it as like just make the momentum and then using that as another stage gate to like, okay, now dig into your pitch, fix your pitch. Doing that one by one and kind of taking it like a game of inches is really what made it bearable towards the end overall. But it's been like a try every tactic you can kind of experience because so many things are both no longer relevant or they're relevant in a different way. And so you're kind of building this different skill set, even if it seems like, the content you're talking about or the work you're talking about is the same. It's about how you put the content out there and who you're talking to about it.
I think like, well, so much for me to take away there. How much do you think like, because you came from the Marine Corps, like how much
Yeah.
of that like grit and resilience do you feel like made a positive impact on you getting the job?
So I mean, I think it's always made an impact in different ways. It's just it's shown up differently, right? Like when I got out of the military, I was landing freight accounts, and that was one thing. Flying to a new place that I'd never lived, meeting random strangers because I have this hazmat specialty. To like, there's definitely some component to. There are some times we call it. We have like a, you turn different things into jokes amongst your friends, like of the same environment. We have this thing called alone and unafraid, and we would say it to each other like when things made no sense, but you're the one still responsible. Um, and I have actually. It's funny you say that. I haven't talked to anyone about it, but I found myself relying on that statement a lot this year. Like none of this shit makes any sense, but you're still the one that has to figure out how to go find the opportunity that lines up. Like how do you get your pitch to go well and you feel authentically good about talking about your experience and conveying it to someone? How do you feel good about the resume to where when someone asks you a question, you know exactly what they're talking about in it? How do you feel good about going from the recruiter to the first hiring manager, or in this case I actually interviewed with the most senior person first, right? And like what that experience was like. Kind of just like it is really hard, especially when different constraints are in there. Like some people have families, some people have kids, you are more established or maybe you're not. It just stacks up. It does. I've applied to thousands of jobs. I don't try. I got so I One of the easiest ways for me to work on building momentum, and I say easy loosely, giving up on tracking gave me more time to apply more, to read more, to connect more with people on LinkedIn. Um, it just does. It builds up, right? Like when you have hundreds of no in your inbox, or like tens of conversations of people like, oh, I don't like really understand why your experience would fit here, or like I don't understand how like this part led to that, or why did your career take this trajectory? Like what does that even have to do with what we're talking about? Like why does the path I got here matter? All that stuff stacks up. And so when I would sit down every day, I would try to like just like, man, just clear your mind. Like I don't know what it is, but like alone and unafraid. Like just go find some stuff. LinkedIn has fresh stuff, apply to it. Some other place has fresh stuff, apply to it. Somebody said they want to meet you, just talk to them, just for sake of like, it's not some platform, it's not a new old thing. It's actually like a new person, a fresh face. Just like meet that one occasion for like 10 to 15 minutes, try your pitch out, or just talk to them loosely and ask them what, when they hear you talk about your background or what you're interested in, like what are they hearing and what are they thinking, and try to like leave it isolated to that. Don't come in with, man, I've applied to like 200 things over the past 2 months, and what if someone else tells me no, or like what if this, like you're just gonna like crumble with it. And it got hard, right? Like I've had renovations, I've had other things be really difficult. um Really having to like chow to chow, Sunday to Sunday. Just that's it. Like there's nothing else. Like, did you make it to breakfast? Did you make it to lunch? Did you make it to dinner? The day is over. Did you make it to Sunday? Did you make it to the next Sunday? That's it. And like you don't feel good about all of it. You don't, especially when like less of it makes sense than more. Like you're just like, what is the point of this, right? Like what we talked about, right? Like you get to like a what is the point, but then like you start getting outreach, and it both feels like surprise and like suspicious. Like, why are you talking? Why are you, of all places, talking to me like right now after all this effort, right? And again, you have to meet it the same way, like clear your mind, meet each moment like as a fresh opportunity. You don't know these people, they don't know you. You hear some assumptions someone has made about your career before, it's a different opportunity for you to talk about why that assumption is irrelevant, or how you got around that problem, or why, the stakeholder management you did over here applies over there. That's at the end of it, like that's really all you're going to have. No one else is going to apply with you, no one else is going to apply for you when it all comes down to it, because you're the one that has to have the conversations. You're the one that also has to like just keep at it. And I've run into that throughout my life in like core like ways. I think some like little, I don't know, ditties or reminders or things I've made for myself between the Marine Corps time and then especially my time in consulting. It's really weird. Working at Accenture was like a damn carnival the whole time. You're on a roller coaster, hopping from like thing to thing, but you learn these chops of like keeping your one pager, which is like a quick resume, up to date all the time with the thing that's relevant for what you're trying to do and what you've been doing. Keep your skills fresh, how to articulate how you've kept them fresh, how do you keep growing yourself? Those two things. But it's so funny, no one else has brought up, like I think throughout my life, people have always assumed the military is everything, but no one else has brought it up recently. But it's totally been like weeks of dragging ass at
Okay,
midnight,
so
filling something out. Like, well, I'm tired and this might turn into nothing, but I'm the one that has to do it. So like just do it and see what happens and try to use it as a new way to, not let yourself get burdened really, because you can totally get bogged down fast.
I don't even know what to call the title of this testimonial, but I think that's like the greatest superpower. I think that's like the greatest superpower that people are missing out on right now
Yeah.
is I don't even know how many times I've basically seen this um like Sam Altman, Jensen Huang, like all these, all the biggest players that are out there is
Yeah.
they're not, I guess the secret is like you got to go through this really vicious grind.
Hmm.
You're really going all out and it's total blind faith. You're wandering out there in the desert and
Yeah.
like I, I don't know if you I think it was like John Wick. Did you ever watch John Wick like three? I think it was like either two or three where Halle
I
Berry.
don't think so. For sure the first one. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
Yeah, there's like I think it was like two or three where Halle Berry is like the guest star in the movie.
Okay. Okay.
And this, John Wick is like, how do I find the elder? And he's like, you walk in the desert for 3 hours,
Yeah.
maybe longer, and then you keep walking until you think you're gonna die. And then you keep walking after that.
Because when you think you're gonna die, it's not when it happens.
Right, 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 right.
Not yet.
And
Yeah.
that's when like the elder might come and say hi to you. I don't know how
Yeah.
long he's gonna be out there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta be
It's because everything else falls away, right? Like whatever else is going on in your brain, it just does, right? The like, oh yeah, I got this like award, or I got top 5% performer, or I went to Stanford, like whatever the fuck. All that fades away, and it just comes down to like, but no one has said yes back yet. I have to keep doing it. And you reverse engineer it differently from like, but I was top 5%. For me, because I can't speak to anybody else's experience, it was like, all right, cool. This all sucks and it's really hard and it's getting really strange. But you very obviously have a skill set that matters somewhere and you haven't found it and they haven't seen your application yet. And your proof is One Fortune 500 company paid another Fortune 500 company for you to come over there and solve a problem.
Right.
So someone has this problem. Value chains are value chains. Quote to cash or procure to pay, it's the same, doesn't matter what they're selling. And you've been in these parts. Someone's paid you to do the logistics part, the business analyst part, the process mapping part, the documented part. Like this clearly matters somewhere. There's just literally a numbers game. You're in a market with a million people looking at the same two jobs. So did you get there first? Did you reach out? Did you reach out on LinkedIn first? Is everything else like really tight and complete? And I think it's so easy, right? Like there's tons of content in the program. There's tons of content if you search any kind of search term on YouTube or whatever. If
Yeah.
you don't do the part where you know what's in your pitch and why, and you know what's in your resume and why, none of the other stuff is going to make any sense because you won't know what to line up. So all the stuff that's in the thing, I'm an experienced professional. Other things didn't apply to me. What applied to me was figuring out that in a pitch, it's really about making it more flexible and talking about the things I already know, but with words they understand right now. Not the long conversation words, not the, oh, in my 16-year career here. Like, no, actually, I've been in this space for the past few years doing this, this, and this, which is pretty interesting because in a historically tech averse industry, I found a space where they were really excited about innovation. So I got a chance to try these different things out. That's the thing that ends up anchoring you. You knowing actually what you've done, what it achieved, and like why it matters, like to you, like what you're trying to build and why it matters in a business space. Because there are no other anchors. All the things are different. You can't just walk up to a place and fill out a paper app. You can't just, oh, I got a referral link. You can't do any of that anymore. Like you, and that's how you begin like, oh, I want to try a way to stand out YouTube channel or make an app or make a visual resume. That's the thing that anchors what you end up turning your job hunt situation into. Because nothing else is going to, everything else is moving. The algos move, who's looking for what skills move, new certifications move all the time.
Damn,
And
man.
it's again back to what you said about the Marine Corps. It doesn't matter what year it comes to, the 11 general orders of a century are always going to be there. And if you don't know anything else, you better know those things and how to get on out there and walk your post, take charge of your post, pass your orders, like all that. Doesn't matter. AI, robots, muskets. The 11 general orders of a century are the same.
Man, I think honestly, like everybody in the program, if I had it my way, I would just send them all to the military for like 6 months. And um yeah, it's despite my own personal feelings about that.
Right.
There's really like, in the world of sales and marketing, we're really taught, like, especially selling high ticket coaching,
Yeah.
we're really taught like, you got to make you got to make your customer your lead, like they're the hero of their story,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
you got to go ahead and you got to make it effortless. And I'm just like, how the fuck do you do that with AI? Because like the truth of the matter is, like, it is the closest thing to combat that a lot of people will ever go ahead and face in
Oh, I
civilian
guess in
world.
that way, in the way that it
Right.
like its
Because the
speed and its
right,
expansion and
right,
yeah.
right, right.
Okay.
Because the number one is like number one is like the isolation of,
Yeah.
like, you're in this job hunt alone, right?
Yeah.
Like take a look at so many barriers of like where people have gone through, and why I would never compare it to actual combat, but like it's probably the closest.
No, and I appreciate that because a lot of people are like, yeah, in war, I'm like, no, the fuck you're not.
Yeah, yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
is shooting at
right.
you.
But it's
But
it it's
the like
pretty
the
damn close.
everywhereness, the constants, the like one thing makes sense and then it doesn't. It's the
Yeah,
like land the fundamental landscape change of
yeah.
everything at the same time.
Most people, veterans do very well in this program because most veterans, athletes, and single parents, which
Because
is,
it makes no sense.
it's like
Nothing makes any
uh
sense.
well, like, well, here's kind of like the first barrier that we have to go through, right? Like I literally had one of my admissions guys, and when I had one of my admissions guys, he just told me that, like, somebody's interested in joining the program, and he went through the whole talk with her, and she's still like, well, I still don't know how this was. Like, you know exactly how this program is going to help you. You're just not ready to do the fucking work. Like,
Yeah.
the reality of it is, like, it is pure blunt force trauma. But I feel
Yeah.
like I'm just not, like, I think we've walked away as a business from a lot of money because, unlike our competitors who have promised,
Hmm.
I think this very massage is like, yo, product gym is not a freaking massage parlor. This is not called product therapy,
No,
you know,
no.
like, despite, like,
No, and that's a really good name too, the
yeah.
like gym part. Because like it's like you said, like those groups do so well, right? In a gym, those pieces are always there. Squat press is always there for you. Do you know how to go squat, or like you're gonna go do dumbbells? Like what is it? Where are you at and how can you get these reps up? You join a lot of people. So like not in like continuity, but just in fact, I'm a third generation vet. You join thinking it's gonna be one thing. A lot of people join, but like being up close and personal to them, like we're all gonna get our asses kicked, and you're out there like, dang, I knew it was gonna be bad, but not this. The same thing. An athlete, I played basketball. You think it's one thing, and then when your team actually gets into a tournament or you get to championship level and you're out there getting hazed by your coach, you're all dying, wondering what'd you do with your life. And safety, college,
That's
professional,
yeah.
every level is another like, yeah, I got this. Like, holy shit, I'm gassed. Like, what am I doing out here?
That's like I would equate it with like Jocko Willing. They're like, how did you get involved in jujitsu? And he's like, you can go to any base in the world. There's like, for
Yeah,
some reason, there is some old guy that can walk in and out as he pleases. He's not really
yeah.
going to manifest, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's Jim, And he's like, there's this dude, and yeah, he walked up to us, and there's like the table where like all the seals are like eating.
Hmm.
It's like, you guys want to roll with me? And he's like
Yeah,
roll out. He's like, no, like I'm setting up jujitsu mats, and I'm just gonna teach you guys a few things if you guys want to come. They're like, he's old, he looks
you're
skinny.
gonna get
He's like,
twisted up and thrown
right,
out.
right, right. Nobody knows who he is, and he's like, well, Jocko was like, oh, I ain't got anything else to do. I'm gonna come through. So this guy whipped all of our asses, and
All of it.
he's like, we just did not even know what was going on. And he's like, yeah. And then afterwards, he's like, yeah, the guy was just like coming out. It just takes this massive amount of time to go out there and just dive into just a massive amount of time, just go out there and just really study. And I would say just be the best at, like,
Yeah,
what is it that you're doing. And I think, I don't know if I can tell anybody this is, I don't know, like, a lot of these videos that we record, the testimonials, I think it's freaking
yeah,
hilarious because, like, people want to know first and foremost, like, it's like, market's not, then go apply to job at Starbucks, right? Like, we have an HVAC class, right?
yeah.
Go be a welder, you know?
Right.
Like, it's like, all right, so you show them that the roles are open, and then
Yes.
they're like, oh, but then I got to reach out, and it's just like,
Yeah, you do.
but then I got to,
What?
like, but it's like, but it's just like, but you just don't want to do the work. And where I just see the opportunity is, you got so many people in tech
Yeah.
that never had to work. Like, when I graduated from school, class of 2014, and I
Yeah.
I got into tech sales because I majored in history and decided that I didn't want to go to law school. And
Okay.
I was making cold calls like every single day for about like 3 to 6 hours a day. My first 6 months, I was like total victim behavior because I'm like, damn, I should have majored like in computer science, or like I should have gotten, my business degree or like a marketing degree, because
Yeah.
I was getting paid $31,000 to make cold calls just to go out there and do 20 placements, and then you're going to be on 100% commission.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, well, what was the point of, you got money? Like you were, I was like, dude, I feel like I'm hustling backwards, right?
Life insurance is like
Right,
that.
right,
When you
right,
get in some
right.
of the firms, it like scales down. What? What am I doing?
Yeah, and then my friends are like they're starting off at like 55K, 65K, which I thought was, and they're complaining about barely getting by. And I was like, dude, that sounds so rock.
Crazy money.
Yeah, I was like, that's like
Sounds
freaking
awesome.
that's like you just signed with the Lakers, right? Like,
Right.
and then they were like some people are pulling in six figures, and then some of my other friends they didn't really like their job, so they decided to do like a boot camp. They
Yeah.
decided to do like a
Those
boot
move
camp.
up. Yeah.
And one of my boys he decided that he was gonna get like a master's in like I think he got in early enough because that's not the case now, but he got like a
Okay.
master's in like digital visual storytelling, whatever
Oh, okay. I
bullshit
remember those.
major
Yeah, yeah. Those
masters
showed
that
up.
is.
Oh,
But it's
after the coding boot camps, they showed up for UI
right,
and UX too. Like, oh,
right, right,
okay.
right. But
Nobody left
yeah,
behind.
he got it done at like an actual university,
Okay.
like a
That's
master
different.
program.
Better.
It is better. Like I was just watching
Yeah.
this guy like
What, like Micah or something in Maryland? They have one. Some like visual art school. Yeah.
yeah, and I was just thinking to myself, like, shit, the first 6 months, I was just, man. And then, my boss said something that I'll never forget. He was like,
Yeah.
there's always going to be this. And we had like a lot of managers because in a sales organization, it's a straight pyramid scheme, right? Uh,
Yes.
it's straight Sopranos. Everybody's just kicking up. And
Yeah.
he's like, you're gonna get your time, Rich. And he's
Yeah.
right now, you feel like you're taking a beat down, right? And but he told me this shit, and I'll never forget it. He's just like, just imagine that you've gotten promoted into this
Yeah.
high ranking position, either here doing something somewhere else. He's like, you're always gonna deal with a problem. So
Yeah.
he's like, how much are your friends making right now? I was like 55, 65K. And he's like, it's just like, I just feel like I'm not getting paid. And he's like, just think about it this way. He's like, there's always something that you can do, right? If you could go back to
Okay.
school, and I'm pretty sure you had a lot of, what was your biggest challenge in school? And I was like, paying for it. And he's like, and you forget about
Right.
scholarships, right? But one of the things that I did tell him was like scholarships, like how I got it to pay. And like, I hustled the shit out of that
Yeah.
thing. Um, and I got my like I remember when I got my study abroad scholarship, I did it in like the most like I did it in the most like vicious way possible, but I made sure to get that freaking money. I'll tell you off,
Yeah.
but like oh, it's actually one of my proudest moments of how I
That's funny.
that.
Yeah, we can chat about that.
Um, but like yeah, he's like, just pretend like you already have it. And that's what I
Yeah.
kind of told myself this time when like, because now we just got approved for an HVAC course. I'm a part of like
Yeah.
a team member for like a cold calling AI. And then like I have the cybersecurity thing. And I was telling myself
Yeah.
like, yo, just pretend like you're fucking Elon. Like, and he's like, and I was just always tell myself, like, you just have to have a lot of shit going on. And
Yeah.
you have these splurts where it's just like you're partying and then you can go out there and party hard. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay, like instead of living this balanced life, like every single day I do a little bit of everything, is like
Yeah.
there was gonna be the times when I just like let go and then I can just
Yeah.
feel guilt free letting go and I can just go no bounds let go. And then but
Yeah.
this time right now I'm working because like and then it's just the next round. So I just take a look at what I do right now in sprints.
Yeah.
I can't say how proud I am of you because like you really stuck it out there. And a lot of people would not have gone as long as you have gone. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of times it's hilarious because people say like, well, like, oh man, these 45-day offers or like 90-day offers don't seem believable.
Yeah.
And then they see somebody that's like, they've been at this for like 8 months or 10 months. And then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, that takes too long. It's like at the end of the day, you just don't want to do the work. I mean, like,
But then it's also like 45 days from what, right? Because like, sure, I've been doing this stuff, and have there been weeks I didn't apply and I just read stuff or I dealt with stuff going on in my life? Sure. But from like 0 to 100, I talked to these people 2 weeks ago.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like
You're always
45 days from when your
yeah.
first successful contact, or like all of it. Like, sure, right? And some people don't, right? Like we talk about all the time. Like some people don't have this long and they have to get into something. I got the most like piss me off offer in January. And I'm like, try to keep this relationship, but I have no idea why this is the number you guys came with. But like that, all of it's true, right? Like get your story together, like you're saying, envision you're already there. I think what has been helpful about making it didn't help my words, but it helped the subconscious like uptick you get with the pitch. I was like, it's the same thing as if you start working there and someone hasn't met you yet. You tell them, like, oh, this is what I've been up to. This is my background, and that made the pitch easier. And so I changed the words in and out to like get to a better thing where people would recognize it more. But like, no, bro, this is just basically someone you're already working with. They've never met you before. Do it like that way and like practicing that pitch. Like, oh, okay, and then like keep like money canning all these applications out there, eventually it will stick. And the Wayfairs and the whoever I talk to, like they start ticking up and they don't go anywhere, but it's like, great, more people, more people you're talking to. Did this work? Did this not work? I haven't recorded a single thing, but I could feel in the conversation what did and what didn't work. And then once I got to this place of like, there is momentum, my pitch is together, my documents are together, I'm pretty comfortable reaching out to people on LinkedIn. Those opportunities that started showing up, hey, we want to interview you. It's been 30 to 45 days since some of those showed up, but the role I just started today, I didn't know these people before August 1st.
Yo, I'll tell you. Now let's go ahead and focus on the next big thing. Really
Right.
cash for yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
Got to talk about whatever that is, coaching or something. But yeah,
uh,
no, that's
I am, yeah, thank you. Like, let's chat a little bit before the coaching
okay.
call.
Yeah.
But like I have a very special gift, and I've already
Okay.
like I just know for the people that have like come to all of the coaching calls and have done all of the work, they are just so like battle hardened from like, reading
Because the
English.
whole time you're like, man, this shit's ass. And it'd be like, I'm tired
Right,
of LinkedIn
right, right,
outreach. Let me go listen to some
right,
words
right,
out of the
right,
class. Or I'm
right.
tired of picking new stuff on my resume. Let me listen to the class and maybe
Yeah.
go on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for giving the
Yeah,
testimony,
man, for sure.
CJ. Let's talk about the next journey and talk to you guys all later.
Yeah.
Uh,